I am Hayzel Green, an inquisitive, unapologetic, voluptuous introvert who blooms and blossoms behind closed doors. This is my podcast, a platform where I will discuss my writings and where I will bring to light conversations with my good girlfriends, sisters, brothers, and homeboys about love, life, music, and most importantly, sex. So leave your judgment at the door and welcome to Hanging Out with Hayzel.
It's Hayzel, baby.
If I found two men that was vowed to be brother husbands, I'd be in it.
Now, are they cohabitating?
In the real world, it's been said that they can or they may not. You know, that's the other part of it is, in my utopia, yes, we're all living together.
Everybody up under the same roof. I guess I ain't mad at that. But outside of the sex, everybody contributes to the household equally.
I mean, it's just as if it's any other regular relationship. It's just that it's three people involved in it. It's a committed relationship. The three of you are committed to each other.
And that's it. Now, Now, how many bedrooms do we have going on in your utopia?
Oh, in my utopia, we all in the same room.
Y'all in the same room. So wait a minute. Yeah. This is like a California king.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm laying in right now.
A California king. And you in the middle, and the husband one is to the right of you, and husband two is to the left of you.
Exactly.
So when it's time to have sex, who do you roll over to first?
Any minute kind of MO.
Okay.
If you're game, let's go. If you're not game, okay, go to sleep.
You say go to sleep.
If you don't want to, go to sleep.
You just know that in the heat of your moment, you're going to roll over to one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the other, if he doesn't want to join, he can go to the guest room.
Goodbye.
Damn. Okay. I want to, let me see what my utopia look like. Wow. If I had a brother husband, I don't know. We might have to come up with another name.
Well, that's what they call it.
I get the premise, but it's still part of polygamy.
Yeah, it is. It's just not the one most talked about.
Okay.
You know, I have a problem. I will not be another woman. I will not be that. Okay. I will not share a man.
So knowingly it ain't happening.
Oh, it ain't gonna happen over here. It'll never happen. I'll be single as a Pringle before that happens.
Single as a Pringle.
Yep. Before that, I'm not gonna be another woman. I'm not gonna be the other woman. That just doesn't do it for me.
Wow, I never knew that they had a show, and I guess it's canceled. But you have one female and you have two men. And they have 5 children. Now I guess these last 3 look like they were triplets.
Yeah. Like I am open to that.
You're open to having 2 husbands.
Yeah, very open.
You know what?
Very, very open.
I've talked shit before. And I used to bring up the fact that I think it would be cool for me to have 2 husbands. Not that I knew that there was a true meaning or a name given to this situation. Maybe that'll be my next book, Brotherhusband.
And you know, we're on the same page with that because that's what I said too. But it doesn't have to be the same title. But the thing about it is, it does need to bring, some awareness needs to be brought because all we hear about is Sisterwives. And I'm sick of it.
You said I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it. Because why do the men get to always get the plural? Why do they always? You know what I'm saying? Why is it supposed to be so okay for them to have 2 and 3 and 4 wives? Why is that okay?
So let me ask you this: in this utopia with these 2 brother husbands, is okay for one to be at home and be the house man, house mom, and the other work, and you can work?
No, they both got to work.
They both got to work.
They both got to work. If anybody going to be at home, it's going to be me.
Okay.
Now, even with that being said, me personally, like they say, me, myself, and I.
Now, okay,
I would choose the two, But if anybody's going to be at home, it would be me.
Okay, so let's just rewind some years when you were into having children.
Mm-hmm.
How would you take this situation and how would you know who's the baby by? I mean, of course, after the DNA test. I mean, prior to the DNA test, how would you know if you're sleeping with them both?
I wouldn't know. But I mean, like, for me, that's not part of my utopia because that part for me is non-existent. That ain't happening.
Okay.
For me right now in my time, my life, I'm not doing that. So, but for, somebody who does, I don't know where you're going to know if you're going to have to get a DNA test. That's the only way you're going to know. If you're with this person every day, with both these people, every day, every night, you having sex with both these people. I mean, there is no way to know. So, I'm assuming that, if you want to know, a DNA test is going to have to be done.
Well, I had a conversation once before with somebody and we were talking about the pH balance. I made a comment. I had sex with 2 guys and I didn't say it was the same day. So it wasn't the same day, but it was, same time period. And, I thought that my pH balance was off because, something wasn't right. Full disclosure, I did not have an STD. It wasn't anything like that. But it was just the fact that, I guess my pH balance was off. So how would that work?
Well, the thing about it is this. Sometimes, this is just me, because I'm not no doctor, nothing like that, but this is just what I believe. I believe that when your body is introduced to something different, we know that men have sperm. Their sperm can throw our pH off. It can cause us to have BV, bacteria. What is it? Bacteria vaginosis. Anytime something new is being introduced, but I think until your body gets adjusted, you're not, if you're like, for instance, if you're with 2 men and it's just these 2 men, your body may be thrown off, in the beginning, but after a while it'll adjust because it becomes its norm, Okay. So that's my take on it. Long as, it's like a committed thing between the 3 of you, there's no outside sex, then, and that there's no STDs involved, I think it's just a woman's body has to get adjusted to what it's being introduced to. That's what I think. But still, it has to be balanced. And how do we balance it? Some people take vinegar baths. Some people take, what do you call it? Baking soda bath. So there's ways that you can balance the pH.
You said baking soda bath. I don't think I've heard of it quite so.
Of what?
Quite so. Baking soda bath.
What, a vinegar bath?
I'm just talking. I've heard
Yeah.
So, wait. I'm actually trying to... So, polyandry marriage. Okay. So...
Yeah, and every time they talk about polyandrous, they're going to talk about the man with multiple women, with multiple wives. They're never going to talk about it the other way around.
According to Google Dictionary, when you talk about polygamy, you're talking about a woman. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about a man with 2 women is polygamy. Mm-hmm. But polyandry, and I might be saying that incorrectly, is the opposite of polygamy because you have one woman with more than one husband.
Right.
And there are some countries that actually it's legal. China is common among the people, Tibet, and in the Nepal parts of China and India. It is based on the belief that a child can have more than one father, and usually when 2 or more brothers marry one woman, they all have equal sexual access to her. Right. So it's a thing, I guess, like you said, because the world's supposed to be a male dominant world. We don't hear about it as much as. To
me, is that I don't really even look at it as a dominance. You know what I'm saying? I think if you choose to look at it as a dominance, then that's what it is. But even with a woman with, more than one husband, I don't feel that's her being dominant. Because I think men can still be very much dominant in that kind of a relationship.
Hey, well, it works.
I think the men just have to know how to get along and respect each other in that. Because I think that, even in that situation with a woman with multiple husbands, that they can all be the head. They can all be the head.
Okay.
But I think it just has to be defined within that relationship. I think it just has to be defined and understood and accepted amongst the males. Who's what?
Okay. So, yeah, we have places in the world where women have more than one husband. And we have Nigeria, India, Kenya, China, and South America. And
it's going to be the U.S.
At least some parts of the U.S. Central Standard Time, U.S.
Hello.
You know what? I think I can get used to that. Yeah.
For real?
And then the good thing is that you'll have men that have different identities. They bring different things to the table. You might have one husband that's a carpenter and then he can fix everything in the house. And then you have the other husband that is real tech savvy and he makes sure that all the bills is paid and he just makes life so much simpler.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I might like that.
I know, right?
Yeah. So I don't think I can be the second wife, even though men cheat all the time. And, you know, at some point, somebody is the other woman, unbeknownst to them. But then some of them are okay with it.
Yeah.
I want to know if it's okay for this man to be in a relationship with a woman, knowingly know that she has. Well, I guess that's the same thing with nigga side pieces, that they know that this woman is married and yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the only difference is that, you know, it's no secret.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine living a life where there's no secrets, there's no sneaking? It's just, this is who we are, this is what we do.
I think my house is big enough for two men.
I know that's right. No, mine is, and if it's not, I have to make some room. We have to move because I am on.
You gotta,
and I am dead serious. Like I would not have no shame in it. It wouldn't be done behind closed doors. It is what it is. If you don't like it, hell, don't look at it. Don't move on.
Wow.
Move on. It's no different than anybody gay being together. It's the same thing. If people don't like it, okay. If you don't like it, then move on. That's their life. So this will be my life. I think it would be okay. I just think that people are hesitant to say what it is they really want.
Well, true. It's not the norm either. It's not the norm for us.
In all honesty, it's been going on. It's just not brought to the forefront. It's just so much easier to allow a man to be, like you say, quote unquote, more dominant, and have the women. That seems more normal, but vice versa could be normal too. And I think a lot of women would be receptive to that. They just don't want to say it probably. I'm probably that one out of a million that will come straight out and say, like, I have no problem. I will post it big as day. Hey, this is what I want. Because this is what I want. I've thought about it now for a while. Like, okay, that's something different. It's something that I know that I could do. I'd be committed in it, because I'm not bisexual. So I'm not even going to put myself in that position to be another woman with a husband that has other women, because 9 times out of 10, that's what they expect is for the women to also be sexual. I'm not bisexual. I'm trisexual.
They try a couple different things. Why don't you?
So I think it's just knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it is. And I think that I've discovered who I am in this.
Oh, well, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, I'm curious. Who are you?
I know, right? Who am I? That's a good one.
So we have to table and figure that out. Like, who are you really?
Because I won't lie. Like, I have really kind of shocked myself.
What you are willing to do,
I'm so
and what you're willing to accept.
I'm open with that. And I've even been open with my children. And mind you, I have sons, so they know that this is how I feel. They know this is something that I could very likely end up in a situation like this. They know that. It was kind of hard, in a sense, for me to even, in a sense, it was kind of hard for me to tell them that's how I felt. But then again, it wasn't because, when you just accept this as who you are, it's not really hard to deal with. But it was it seemed like it may have been a little shocking to them. But then again, on the other hand, it seemed like it was not because they know that I kind of always go against the grain on things. So it's like, That really ain't surprising. That's who she is, But no, I'm not gonna be another woman.
Right.
Fuck that. That ain't gonna happen.
Especially knowingly.
Not gonna happen.
But I don't think, I think if I was in that type of marriage, I don't think I would want to sleep in the bed with both at the same time.
Really?
I don't. I think if it was the case, I would have to have 2 identical bedrooms or, something similar,
Yeah,
and I'll sleep with one and then sleep with another.
Now, because somebody's going to start feeling some kind of way.
Well, we have to come up with some days or something, because it's only so much room. People got to be able to turn around and just get comfortable in the bed. So you can even get, 2 California queen beds and put it together, and then everybody can roll around freely.
It's doable.
Say, where there's a will, there's a way.
If that's the only issue, that can be solved. It's just like the bed I'm laying in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless they just really big ass men or something. Like, I know for a fact that about 5 of us can get in this bed right now.
Yeah, but y'all be sleeping just straight. Like, no room to move around. I don't know.
But you gotta move around. In my eyes, you gotta move around.
Well, you got a big ass bed. I mean, for us normal folk, we don't. For us normal folk, we don't have big, huge beds like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would have to make some changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to, you'd have to get another bed. You might have to get another house to accommodate the bed, because this bed's not gonna fit. Like, this bed's not gonna fit in your regular apartment. It's not gonna fit because it's not big enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, this bed I had in my apartment. Actually, the apartment that I had, the room was like pretty good size. But I didn't have room for like my end table, my side table,
everything else. I got you.
Okay, but like in this room, this room is bigger. I have room for my side table, but so it's not exactly wall to wall. But it's still, you gotta just make some changes.
Yeah.
But no, for me, and I'm just speaking for me. No, we're gonna all be in the same bed. We're gonna all be in the same bed. Now, if this particular night you just don't want to be in here, and that's just your option. Like you can go wherever. If you want to go into the room, whatever. But this is our room.
So this is our room. Everybody has 2 drawers apiece.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a thought, and it's like now I'm really gonna have to investigate this a little bit more, because although I've said it before, I never really thought that it was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I see, because now you got me researching, and I really, really see that it is out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And it's been out there. It's just not brought to the forefront because it's not the norm. You've probably seen it every day. You just don't think it's what it is, because society has taught us to see things in only one way.
Right. And it is the fact that men can have more than one woman.
With 3 women, the first thing you're going to think is, oh, he must be with all 3 of those women. But if you go to Walmart and you see a woman shopping with 3 men, you're going to be thinking, oh, one of those must be her brother. Maybe that's her nephew. You're never going to think that, oh, they're all together. They could all be together too. But society has taught us that, we see what society has taught us to see.
I'm like really reading, and it's maybe we need to go over to Johannesburg.
I don't have to go over there. I can do it right here.
You're going to do it right here. Hey, okay.
Yes, I don't need to go to Johannesburg. We can call this room Johannesburg.
You see, we can call this room Johannesburg. I cannot deal. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that to me, because again, truly clueless about that. And I've always made, not always, but to one particular person, I've made that comment as far as having another husband with him. And
right. The hardest thing with that is going to be, 2 men, you look at, it's always going to be that alpha male. You know what I'm saying? So
a pissing contest.
They going to have to learn. They're going to have to learn to get along, and so, they're going to have to learn to get along. It's like they have to be open to it, and they have to have the right mindset for it to work. So you're just not going to go out there and just go get any, Joe and John and make it work. It's not going to happen like that. It's just got to be two individuals that, they down for the cause. They know what's up.
Oh,
they good.
You're going to keep me
Everybody
posted on this journey, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a journey I'm on. If I don't get there, that's fine. It's not like it's something I have to do, but it is something I'm open to.
Right.
I'm open to it, and it's like there's no shame whatsoever. I'm game. Like I have two in mind already.
That brought something else up. Okay, so these two individuals, do they know each other at all?
They won't mix. Nah, but they wouldn't mix.
Okay, so what if they did?
No.
How would you introduce it? What would you say?
I'll tell you what I have said.
So what have you said?
I've let it be known before that I'm open for, that type of relationship. And one, we'll call him A. A was like, he was pretty much okay with it, but I think he had a little bit of a reservation about it, but at least he was thinking about it. You're like, okay, this might could work. But B was like, hell no, because B wants to be alpha male. And that's why I say it's not going to work. If you have somebody that sharing is not for everybody, even though we know that sharing is caring. But it's not for everybody, because when you're dealing with someone who has insecurity, see, that's the only way it's going to work. Everybody has to be secure within themselves.
Okay.
And it's not for everybody. Some people can love someone and they're okay with seeing them involved with someone else. Some people can love someone and just want that someone all to themselves. It's not going to work. Everybody
got to be on one accord.
Everybody has to be on one accord, and it's a strong thing. It's a really strong, it's a strong situation. But it's doable. But it's got to be the two right people, the two males. Because the woman, if she's agreeing to do it, then she's already for it. But the two males have to be able to get along. There can't be no insecurities in there. And, men, especially on the sexual end of it, men are like, oh, he's bigger than me, or, oh, he's smaller than me, or, it's always going to be some comparison.
Right.
It just can't be that.
Pissing contest.
It can't be any of that.
Because we are all one. Kumbaya. No. Wow. Okay. Hey, it works for me.
Right.
Like you said, everybody works on one accord, and it's all for the benefit of whatever our livelihood is, so that we can be comfortable as possible and make shit work and have a plan. Like, we share all the responsibilities of the household, and we are committed to each other. Right.
It's no different. It's just no different than a man with multiple wives. It's no different. If you ask that man with multiple wives how he feel about any one of his wives stepping outside of the relationship, he's gonna tell you that's a no-no. So it's the same. It's the same principles apply.
Yeah, that double standard. That will be another conversation.
It's double standard type of thing. It's okay for them to do it, but it's not okay for us to do it. No, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
You heard it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay. Well, we have come to the end of this week's episode. I want to first thank you for listening to the insanity that crosses our minds. To those who partake and entertain in my conversations, without you, there will be no hanging out with Hayzel. To Platinum Way Ray and Mac of the Tracks, we're looking out for my dope beat. And last but not least, shout out to my other half for making this possible. Because at the end of the day, she is I and I am her. If you thought this show was interesting, be sure to tune in to next week's episode and tell a friend. Support the movement. All things Hayzel Green. Find my books on Amazon.com. Follow, listen, and like at hayzelgreene.com. Hayzel Green on Facebook and Hayzel Green 216 on IG. 2 fingers. And I'm out.